Hey, what's up, man?
Same old. Just another Monday. Fuck that guy. Fuck these people.
Yeah, but fuck that guy and fuck the 20 other people that did the exact same thing before him. I'm all out of fucking.
There's no more fucking
left.
to do?
There's nothing left for me.
No more fucking. Let's see if we can get some fucking done on the commute.
Where I will be your driver.
And I will be your passenger. Alright, so today we have somewhere. So you gotta print shit up now.
Man, pages of good stuff. Look at that.
Not a lot of stuff, but we're alright.
Yeah.
The NSA collects 55,000 facial recognition photos a day.
Mm-hmm.
They go through the internet and they just get any picture that they can. Every picture, they get millions of photos a day that they collect, and they scan all of them. And any picture where they have something that they can get facial recognition from, they put in a database. And of course, people are freaking out about it and all this other stuff. I'm for it though.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. Do you care if your face is in a database?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, what's the point of that? I mean, that's violating my privacy.
Even if you're doing nothing wrong.
Yeah, but why is there a presumption that I'm going to?
It's not just for that though. Would you have a problem if they have your kid's photo on there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Even if it would help locate or...
Yeah, I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like fingerprinting. I don't like any of that kind of business.
I'm for all that. I'm not generally wanting to go with the man.
Yeah.
But I just think if you're doing nothing wrong, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're doing something wrong, it'll help catch you. And God forbid something is wrong with somebody, or someone's missing or something like that, it could help find them.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I know all the points to it. It's just, I'm uncomfortable with it. I don't like it. I mean, I can't really articulate why or,
you feel invaded.
Yeah, I just.
And I understand that
like
too. I mean, I get that too. Like I said, I'm definitely one. I don't want the man with the finger on me.
Turning, or what are you doing? Jesus Christ.
Well, more or less what they're trying to park.
Yeah, well, no, that dickhead made a U-turn in the middle of the street.
What is that? Oh, that's my game. What the fuck?
Are you getting paged?
No, I had to take a camera so I could upload photos of my broken house.
Wow.
And it's going all crazy in my pocket. But yes, I mean, good points, bad points. I just see more good coming out of it.
Sure,
So
sure, yeah.
I'm for it. As far as pictures of me, I mean, you put pictures of yourself on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah, people do all the time.
Some more than others. But interesting. So let's go with this day in history. June 2nd, 1865. American Civil War ends. 620,000 dead.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot considering how they fought back then.
Considering the size of the total population at the time, too.
Yeah.
It's half of everybody gone.
Wow. And it's just, I don't know, it just always seemed like a dumb war to me. Yeah, I mean, especially for back, you think of like unnecessary wars. That seemed like one to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, revolutions tend to seem unnecessary depending on what side that you are on or agree with or whatever else. I mean, but it's, I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, people felt so strongly about those issues at the time and their livelihood and their way of life.
Oh, sure. I mean, I get why it started and even why people wanted to fight.
What? Is there not a fucking sidewalk in this city? Jesus Christ. It's like fucking 7 feet wide.
I was just gonna say, it looks pretty wide from here. It's a pretty big sidewalk. Maybe the bricks confuse them because they're made of bricks.
It must be. I don't know.
They're walking on
they're usually like a wall. Yeah, I can't.
What's going on here? I'm dizzy.
Oh, fuck it. Street's fine.
I prefer the middle of the lane. Not even the middle of the street. I want to walk in the middle of the lane.
There's only 1,000-pound vehicles coming head on straight at me. It's fine.
Oh, be glad you missed Friday.
Oh, I am.
Oh man, it was. Oof.
I am.
Yeah, it was a fun one. I got almost this far, and then the road was closed, so I had to go around, come back.
Yeah, it's just randomly closed every now and then.
Yeah, I don't know why. It didn't say why.
No, it never does. Yeah, I went the other way. I went the easy way out of the city that day.
Yeah, that'd be nice. There's another way I can go, but it's all full of cameras. I was reading an article today. They were like, Wilmington, like, speed camera or whatever, photo camera ticketing is up. You know, the city's making a ton of money. Well, no shit. Because you put a new one up every goddamn week. Dude,
every morning, that light right next to the hospital there, when I come back out and I start going out to get back on 95, every single morning, that thing is taking pictures of people going through that intersection. Every time I stop there, it's taking shots of people.
And they say those lights cause more accidents than they save. Because you're so afraid, man. You see yellow, people slam on the brakes.
Sure, yeah.
Because they don't know if they're going to do it or not. They get rear-ended. Bunch of bullshit. That I don't agree with.
that kind of picture taking.
Yeah. You want to catch me, you catch me.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing, like I said, with unmarked cars and stuff before. I don't...
But even then, at least it's a human being doing the work.
The problem I have with the cameras is that most of the time they're not operated by the state. It's operated by this independent agency that the state contracts. Yeah.
Sneaky. So they're lazy too. That's like ultimate lazy. We're not going to send anyone to catch you, and we're going to let other people even worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. All the paperwork and stuff. But the catch with those is usually they have to have proof of who's driving it, depending on what state and all you're in.
Really?
And that's why some of the cameras are in front, because they have to have two pictures, both the car with the license plate going through and the face of the person driving, so they can prove that it was you driving the car. Because if they can't prove that it's you driving in Delaware, I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. It's different state by state. I should have fought it because
I got a ticket like that, and you couldn't see me in it. You know, I watched the video and looked at the pictures, and I should have been like, yeah, someone's borrowing my... But then they'd be like, all right, well, who borrowed your car?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. You're not at liberty to discuss who borrowed your car.
That can be like none of your own business?
Yeah. It doesn't have anything to do with that.
Fuck you, Your Honor.
I leased that car out as a private vehicle. I mean, you know, it doesn't matter. Keep records. Whatever it is, you know.
I'm going to have to look into that for Delaware.
Yeah, I don't know what it is for Delaware. I'm pretty sure it's different state to state.
I'm sure.
Fifi.
Hi, Fifi. Fifi.
I don't know.
All right, June 2nd, 1953, coronation of Elizabeth II.
There are a couple different ones on there, but they're really morbid.
What's wrong with
Things
morbid?
happen today. I don't know. That's
what the show's about. Let's get morbid and different.
Well, the one I remember was the end of this case. It was June 2nd. I think it was 85, and it was the end of this. It was a serial killing case, and it was one of the rare occurrences of two serial killers working together.
Oh, like a movie.
Yeah. And it was one guy that was, he was in the military and he came back from Vietnam. And it was this other guy that was he was born in Hong Kong or something. And somehow those two guys got together and they were reenacting like stuff from this movie where like they called their killings like a particular thing, and they would find they were trying to get young women and they would take them to this compound thing and they'd try to brainwash them to be like sex slaves or something. Jeez. And when that didn't pan out, they just kill them. And they got all kinds of people. This one time they got a whole family, husband, wife, and like their young kid, and brought them back there, and killed them. Wow! So it was a ton of people. When was this? 85. It ended when they finally caught up to him. Wow! And the one guy, the military guy, when they took him into custody, he took a cyanide pill and killed himself. And the other guy ran up to Canada, and he like hid out in Canada for about 6 months, and they finally caught back up to him again.
Wow.
Extradited him back.
I don't remember hearing anything about that. I mean, not that I was too old at the time, but that sounds like news.
And the case went on for years. It ended up costing, I think it was the state of California, cost the total $11 million to prosecute that one guy.
Wow.
And he was finally, with all the, bullshitting around that he did with the legal system, he finally got convicted in 99.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
His last name was weird. It was like NG. That was like his last name. It's weird. But yeah, that was one of the morbid ones. There was other ones, but that was the one that stuck out to me. That was the one I actually read.
Yeah, see, that's interesting as hell. Morbid, yes.
Yeah.
But, hey.
I don't want to be like Debbie fucking Downer,
Sometimes we end the show that way,
Yeah, but,
we can start it off morbid and then go to
something lighter.
Yeah, something a little lighter. So let's go into your game here. This seems interesting. I got a game here. Your lunch game. You played this?
Yeah, we played this.
Unexploded Cow. What is that?
It's called Unexploded Cow. It's
card game.
Yeah, it's a card game to start, and you get dealt out like 2 cards each. And what you can do during your turn is you can play as many cards as you can from your hand. You got like a pile of cash that you start with, and there's like a pot in the center. And each one of these cards has like a value on it. So like you'll have a cow that you can put into your herd in front of you, or you can play in front of somebody else and make them pay for it. And what happens is at the end of your turn, you roll this dice, and if it's 1 through 5, you count out that many of cows like in your herd, and whatever one it lands on, that cow explodes for whatever value that it is. So say you pay like $200 for a cow, its exploded value would be like $400. So that's how you make the cash.
Oh, okay.
So you want your cows to explode, and if you roll a 6, it gets passed to the next guy, and he gets to roll. During your turn, he gets to roll. So it keeps going around like that. You draw 2 cards at the beginning of your turn, and you keep going around and around and around. And the game ends whenever one of your cows explodes during your turn. You get one of these city cards that gives you does a certain thing. Draw 2 cards,
right.
Get cash, whatever it is for that round. And it goes until that city card deck is done.
Fast game?
If you know the rules and like you've played it once, it could go fast. The one guy was saying like it usually takes them, after they played it, once or twice, they got it down to about 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But for us, it took us probably 40 minutes to play like a whole game. Just learning.
That's still not horrible for the first time.
It wasn't, but when it's not your turn, it's one of those games where you have downtime. So it's like there's not a whole lot you could do. Like
you don't have to do a lot of thinking between hands and strategizing.
Yeah, once you get your cards, you're thinking about your cards during your turn. Nothing really happens outside of your turn that's going to affect your thing, unless your cows are getting exploded, but there's no real thing to that. So I need to play it again to get the feel for it. He swears by it, he likes his game, but to me it was kind of boring because my first round I played like all my cards that I got. Well, I had nothing to do the whole time until it came back to me, and then I drew 2 cards, and then I could play again. But, there were cards I could use. I played them, and then I had nothing else to do until it came back.
It sounds like a good concept, just, you need more to do between hands.
Right, or you just got to
learn how to play it.
Right, you got to play it a couple times, I think, and then... So, maybe we'll go back to that and we'll revisit that after I played it a couple times.
Yeah, let me know if it's worth it.
But, yeah, you got to see Dr. Lucky, so that was...
Dr. Lucky was good.
Dr. Lucky.
I like Dr. Lucky. I did. And I won one.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I'd like to play with 6 people.
Oh yeah, dude.
You know,
where every card is valuable. You know,
we got to do that.
That's what I really want. That'd be amazing.
Just seems like we either have like 5 or 7.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. And there's very few games that fit either of those niches.
Yeah.
You know. I have a lot of games that are 4, and I have a lot of games that go over that amount just because of the amount of people we're having together as often, and it's just.
What I have is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say there's none that play perfect in that range.
Oh yeah.
That 5 or 7.
Story of us. Story of our friends. Nothing is ever perfect. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as funny.
Philadelphia is finally getting some recognition in the video game industry.
How's that?
The new Homefront game. It's called Homefront Revolution. Takes place in a futuristic Philadelphia.
Oh, I guess after the events of the last Homefront game, where I think North Korea invaded the U.S. or something. I think that was that one.
The first one was Russia, right?
Was it?
Because this is the third one, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, it shows what I know.
I could be wrong. But let's see if it says here. Well, it talks about the original Homefront. According to pretty much everyone who worked on it, had one of the most tortured development cycles of the last console generation. It killed off an entire studio, Chaos Studios. And honestly, the final product was hardly worth the years of hardship.
Yeah.
They said it was an average shooter with a compelling premise. I remember playing the... I guess that's a good way to explain it, because I remember playing even the demo, and it seemed average.
Yeah, it was just a shooter.
It was neat, but nothing I had to buy.
Yeah, I never played it. I guess because that's the way it looked to me. Nothing stood out.
You are correct. Fighting in an American under military occupation, with tattered flags flying in bombed out suburban backyards, and North Korean militia shooting people in the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some kind of Pan-Asian union came together, and that's how they got the power to invade the U.S. I think they came in through Alaska or something like that. I don't know. Something weird.
Well, this says Homefront the Revolution's Philadelphia is appropriately nightmarish. A twisted, ruined version of the place where American independence was born. Flying drones patrol the decimated streets from above, zooming down on troublemakers and potential troublemakers, scanning with a blue mechanical eye that turns on its spots. Dissent. The Korean military is never far away from them, so it's still Korea. Occupied Philadelphia still looks war-torn, almost post-apocalyptic, save for the giant screens erected above the city, which show Korean propaganda. He said it's technically impressive, but there's also a military dystopian art style at work here. It's given a visual character. So would you play... Oh, it says a 4-player co-op. Unlike The Division. Let's go on to another game. Would you get a game just because it was in an area you were familiar with?
I would buy Grand Theft Auto Philly just because it was in Philly. If it was exactly like the last Grand Theft Auto, just in Philly, I would probably buy that.
But you also know that's a good game.
Yeah.
If the game was mediocre and it was in Philly.
No, not at all. Not a chance. There's no...
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't care that much. I mean, to me, that would be interesting. That.
Well, because you know the area.
Right. It's enough.
It's oh, shit, look, we're going down here.
Right.
I've done this. Yeah, that's all they need to make.
I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be more interesting as technology develops to be able to, house your own maps and stuff in these shooters, or just your local area or something. What if you logged into a shooter and by your zip code,
yeah,
that's the area that you started in, and
that'd be awesome shit.
The game that you spawned into was your local area, so it was Homefront Revolution, but based on your area.
Smyrna.
So you're fighting for Smyrna. You know, you're fighting.
That would be cool as shit.
You know,
that I would buy. Even if it was a mediocre game.
Yeah.
I would buy that if it was where I lived.
Mm-hmm.
Would they do that? I don't know, because it's like,
I don't know.
hey, let's practice running down and shooting this guy in the face.
You know, it's whatever.
That's not much different than any other game, but I can see them
and there
saying,
there were those kids that got in trouble for that. There's that app for your phone or whatever that had the gun, and like they like filmed it like as they were like running around. Remember that crap?
People off. Yeah. I would like I would even like the goat game in Smyrna.
Yeah,
run the goat through my yard.
Right.
Chop the pool with the axe.
Yeah, that's
tons of fun.
That's got co-op now.
Really?
Yeah, the goat simulator.
Did you buy the goat simulator?
Nah, I'm not spending $20 on the goat simulator. Yeah.
I didn't know it was 20.
Nah, it's 20.
I thought it was 12. 12 I would do.
Yeah.
20.
Put it on the wish list. Wait for it to come on sale. It'll go on sale on Steam. It always does.
Let it get old enough.
Yeah.
That's definitely a game you can wait for.
Maybe it's 15. I don't know.
It's not like I gotta buy the goat game today.
Yeah, I mean, there's games on there. Once I get to like that, they hit that magic like $5 mark, then I'm in.
Oh, sure.
Above that, you know, I can wait.
Yeah, enough games.
Yeah, exactly. There's plenty to keep me.
I got more into Grand Theft Auto last week. I played it a couple times.
Yeah.
When I'm playing it, I'm like, why did I stop playing this?
Mm-hmm.
It's just time.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I got to get back to it too. It's just.
I mean, you can't put it on for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You got to play like a minimum an hour.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. I just haven't had an hour to string together in 7 months.
Watching porn is linked to less gray matter in the brain. It says, let's see, where is this from? It says, right or wrong, porn has been blamed for all sorts of social ills, from sexist attitudes to destroying relationships. But does it affect the brain of those who watch it? A German researcher recruited 64 men between the ages of 21 and 45 who watched an average of 4 hours of pornography a week. That's a lot of porn watching.
That's a lot of porn watching.
4 hours, you're looking at a good, 40 minutes a day.
Yeah. I mean...
You know? I mean, do you need to watch 40 minutes of it?
I mean, that's like watching it like a television program. Like, all the time.
Sit back and...
Yeah.
Oh, good, the porn's on. You know? But,
that's a little...
That's an average.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, some of them more than that. They did MRI scans of the men's brains while showing them a mixture of sexually explicit images and non-sexual imagery. They published this on May 28th, which was a couple days ago. They said our findings indicated the gray matter volume of the right caudate of the striatum is smaller with higher pornography use. It's an area of the brain associated with reward processing and motivation. Men who watched more porn also showed less activity in another area of the brain called the left putamen, which usually lights up in response to sexual images. Heavy porn consumers also had a weaker connection between the striatum and the prefrontal cortex, area of the brain associated with decision making. So, you know, you're going to have poor decision making with porn in front of you. Yeah. Kind of goes along with what has always been known, you know? Yeah. You lose the ability to think when pussy's in front of you. You know, like, I'll do that, yeah. Yeah, they need a German scientist to do that. I could have run this test.
Yeah.
Dysfunction of this circuitry has been related to inappropriate behavioral choices, such as drugs, regardless of the potential negative outcome. So does that mean porn can really shrink guys' brains? Not necessarily. It's not clear, they say, whether watching porn leads to brain changes or not, or whether people born with certain brain types watch more porn.
Yeah, that's what
I think you're more leaning towards that.
Yeah.
And these guys that watch 4 to 5 hours a week are more towards like fetishes or goofy things. You know, they're just like...
That's a lot of porn to consume. I mean...
Dude. Jeez. You know, why isn't 5 minutes enough? Yeah, got it. good.
Right.
Especially nowadays, because if you want to find something, like I can see back in the day, you're like, I want to wait till I get to a part that I really like.
Right.
You know, maybe fast forward a little bit. But you can type in exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And send you a 2-minute clip of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard.
That's silly internet.
Silly people. But, yes, maybe that's what it is. Let's see if it goes on further about that. They hope that future studies will reveal how excessive porn consumption may affect the brain over time and how it affects the brains of new viewers. That would be interesting. Like, what happens to your brain, like, the first time you see porn?
Yeah, if you've never seen that before.
You know, and I guess nowadays it's younger and younger.
I don't know, man. They should study the brains of people who think it's, like, some kind of poison or something. You know, there's people that, like, freak out about that.
Freak out about every little
like,
thing.
It's like...
That's why you can't see anything on regular TV.
Yeah. Examine their brains.
I was reading, I didn't get to print the story up, but they're working on a chip to put in the brain of people who have, what's the PTSD or whatever?
Yeah, post-traumatic.
Yeah, you know, they have a lot of depression and stuff like that. And they're working on a chip they can put in their brain to cure that. And they said from there they're hoping that they can find out people who are like pedophiles and what part of their brain makes them work that way, and can they put a chip in their brain to fix that? You know, to rewire that.
You should check it out, man. There's like another one of those Louis Theroux documentaries, like the LA Stories. He's got another one I just posted up about it last week sometime, and it was like that. It was like he was with like these child molester guys that like just after they got out of prison, so like they're still under like house arrest and shit. And it wasn't just dudes. There was like the one chick.
Oh, okay.
And they've got like the ankle bracelets on, and like he's like talking to them, and the whole thing like where they can't be housed like it's like within 2,000 yards of like a school. So like if their house is, you know, within that range of a school, they have to move. Like they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
So, you know, following them, and then sometimes their only option in a city are they like these big group homes. And these group homes are like just outside of the, you know, school, the area that they have designated.
Wow.
And like all the like restrictions and stuff they put on them, like and there was like one of the restrictions was they can't leave the house on Halloween.
Oh yeah.
And they can't decorate for Halloween.
Yeah.
So
can't
like
entice people to come.
Yeah. So there was a thing, like there was like a police sting where like they went around they went to every like pedophile's house, and if they had like a Halloween decoration, they'd haul them in.
Wow.
If they stepped out on their front porch, they'd haul them in. If they weren't home, they'd haul them in. And yeah, so there was that, and then the near one of these group homes, the community, they got together and they opened this park, like they called it like a micro park or something, just enough to get it labeled a park to fuck with that group.
Oh, okay.
So they'd have to move again, you know, all those people.
Wow.
So yeah, and it was interesting, you know, just seeing that, like and he even said it himself, like Louis Theroux, like when he was talking to one of the guys, he's like, you know, I was talking to him, and it's like I had these conversations with him, and it's like you get to know him a little bit, and it's like you kind of like the person, but it's like, and you feel bad for him, like the stuff they do to him, but then you look at his rap sheet, you know, and it's like it's fucked up, man. It's just one of those weird sets of people, you know, and what rules apply to those people.
And it could be, I mean, and you can also look at it as they're sick.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
and there were some people that really were.
Because they're sick.
Yeah.
Not that it's excusable.
Right.
You know, you're still going to be pissed off at anyone that does that.
Yeah, I mean, there was one dude that he can't help like his urges and stuff, and he wants to like castrate himself. And he doesn't have any money, he can't hold down a job, and he's like, I can't get that paid for. So like he wanted to like do it himself. You know, it's shit like that was like fucking
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. That was a cool episode, that one. And the one before that, like I posted that one a couple days before, and it was on again the LA Stories series, but it was like end of life stuff. So like people that had like terminal cancer and stuff, like he went into hospitals and was like talking to them, and this one guy was people that are completely bedridden or like they can't not beyond bedridden, like they're vegetables, like in a vegetative state, like not coming out of it. And this one, it was like this like athlete kid, like real young guy, and he went into like a drug treatment thing, but while he was in there he met up with like one of his friends and OD'd, and it like burned out his brain. He was like in the hospital for that, and they're like, you got no hope of recovery. So like it was him like talking with the families, like going through that stuff, and that was really good.
It's gotta be depressing, man.
Well, yeah, but you know, I don't know. I mean, it's a situation you never want to be in, but it's something you should think about if you ever got to be in it.
Exposed to the entire world.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I mean, you should know the dark side of what happens around here too.
And the dogs one too. Did you watch the dog one?
Nah, I watched any of them.
Oh man, you gotta watch that shit, dude.
I don't watch any of them. I want to like sit down and watch them.
Yeah.
You know, and then it kind of turns into another show.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, yeah. That's the other thing. You got so much television on your plate.
Jesus Christ.
We gotta grab some beers or something. Just watch.
There you go.
I can watch it fucking things 100 times.
Pick a night when send the women out and sit around and do that.
Yep.
I'm game for that.
So anything left on that?
Yeah, I was just finishing up. She just says, doctor just sums up that everything is going to be bad in excess, but probably not terrible in moderation. Yeah. So keep your porn watching to under 4 hours a week.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think I can easily cap that. My God. It's ridiculous.
Oh, man.
Well,
all right. Well, that's all the stories we got.
Yeah.
So everybody, please make sure that you like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube. Mm-hmm. Send us an email at thecommutePodcast@comcast.net. Check out our website, tocommute.com, TWOcommute.com, and follow us on Twitter @DriverPassenger. Hope to see you soon.